An opportunity to connect, heal, and create hope. Hundreds of people will head to the lakefront next weekend to raise awareness about suicide prevention. They'll be participating in the Out of the Darkness Chicagoland Walk, and Erica Barber is here from the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I was at this event last year. It was a great turnout.
So glad you were.
Tell us a little bit, can you share a little bit about your personal story and how you became involved in this group?
Sure. So when I was 15, I lost my sister, my only sibling, Andrea, to suicide. She was 4.5 years older than I was. And so I first found AFSP several years later when I was a young adult in college, and they had their overnight walk in Chicago, and I attended that. So I first became involved with them, gradually becoming more involved in the organization. I joined the board of directors about 10 years ago now. And I was really fortunate to be involved with them when I also lost my father to suicide in 2015. So I had a lot of education, which was really helpful in my healing, but a lot of support from the community, from my board members, from fellow loss survivors. So I was grateful for that.
I was looking at some of the stats. Suicide is now the 12th leading cause of death. In 2020, almost 46,000 people committed suicide. Are there still a lot of misconceptions, or you're trying to break that stigma where people don't want to talk about this?
Yes, for sure. And I think we're getting better. I think one of the good things that came about from COVID is our willingness to talk about the importance of mental health. We know that the majority of people, 90% of people who die by suicide, have a mental health condition at the time of their death. Whether that is not diagnosed adequately or not treated adequately or maybe not even known. So it is something that is one of the big risk factors.
This is a fundraiser next weekend, but what I was struck was, we were discussing off camera, how many people were so, as hard as it was, they were so willing to share their personal stories.
Yes, yes, and to the degree that they're comfortable, we hope they do. Mm-hmm. I think it does do a lot to eliminate stigma when we can share our stories with one another. And by doing that, I know in my own experience, sharing my story, others are more comfortable sharing theirs, and you realize that we're truly not alone in this, whatever our connection is to this cause, whether we are loss survivors or we struggle ourselves with mental health conditions or we have lived experience and we've survived an attempt ourselves.
The money raised, what does that pay for?
So the AFSP is a highly rated charity, and so the donor monies really do go to the things that impact this cause and the things that our donors care about. And that is through research. AFSP is the largest private funder of suicide prevention research, and much of what we know about suicide is a result of those AFSP-funded studies. Also, advocacy. We are very active. And we encourage the public to get involved in our advocacy efforts at the local, state, and federal levels. Whenever there's suicide prevention legislation that needs support, we're there doing that. And our research also drives evidence-based educational programming that we're able to offer throughout all of our chapters. All 50 states have chapters. And in Illinois, we're really fortunate because of our donors that we're able to offer our educational programs and resources completely free.
We have a little bit of time left. So if you want to get involved or want to participate, is there still time?
There is. The walk is next Saturday, September 17th at Montrose Field from 9 to 1, and they can register or donate. We would love to have everyone with a connection out there with us, and by now I hope everyone does.
You can just show up if you want?
You can show up. Okay. We recommend that you register ahead of time because it'll expedite your entry into the walk site.
Okay.
You can go to chicagowalk.org and register or just donate, but we certainly welcome you, and we hope you'll be able to attend.
All right. Erica Barber, thank you so much. Good luck, and thank you for
so
sharing
much.
your story.
Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it. Thanks.
And here's the information about the walk. Once again, Out of the Darkness Walk will take place Saturday, the 17th. Montrose Harbor, the walk will begin at 9 a.m.